Day 104. 1 Peter 3 verse 18 to 22 blends Christ's death and resurrection, baptism, Noah's Ark, and the spirits in prison. Peter uses typology to show how Old Testament events foreshadow Christ. Just as Noah and his family were saved through the flood, believers are brought safely into God's kingdom through baptism. Baptism is not a ritual that earns salvation, it is a public pledge of loyalty to Christ, identifying with his death and resurrection. The phrase spirits in prison has several interpretations, the first being the fallen angels from Genesis chapter 6. This is the more widely held view. These are spiritual beings judged by God, and Jesus' proclamation to them was a triumphant declaration of his victory, a victory lap over sin, death, and all opposing spiritual forces. The second, the human generation of Noah's day, those who perished in the flood, now under God's judgment. And the last interpretation are the spirits of the dead awaiting final judgment. This is the least accepted view because the immediate context emphasizes Christ's triumph over rebellious spiritual beings, not merely the dead. All interpretations underscore that Christ's crucifixion and resurrection secured ultimate victory. Baptism is a tangible way of aligning ourselves with this triumph, publicly declaring that we are on Christ's side in the cosmic struggle between good and evil. So, 3 practical applications. Number 1, live your baptism daily. Be reminded that your baptism was your pledge to Christ. Align your daily choices and action with him as a declaration of that loyalty. Number 2, stand firm against opposition. Recognize that sin and spiritual forces oppose God's kingdom. Resist temptation through prayer, scripture, and fellowship with mature believers. And lastly, number 3, proclaim Christ boldly. Share the hope of the gospel in word and deed. Demonstrate through your life that Christ reigns over sin, death, and fear. Christ suffered for the unrighteous, triumphed over death, and celebrated his victory over every spiritual adversary. Baptism invites us into his triumph, marking us as loyal participants in his kingdom. Every act of obedience, every confession of faith, every stand against sin echoes Christ's victory. May we live boldly, declaring with our hearts and lives that Jesus Christ reigns supreme, and in him we share in his ultimate triumph and eternal hope.